All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Outreach Committee meeting. I'm going to call this meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. But before we begin, we're going to start off with the territorial land acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the SFSS is located on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, and Katzie First Nations. Unceded means that these territories have never been handed over, sold, or given up by these nations, and we are currently situated on occupied territories. Today is also National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, and I highly encourage everyone in this room, all the membership who will be watching this meeting later on in the recording, to take the time to reflect today and reflect on how you can be a better ally and a better accomplice to the Indigenous First Nations communities that we have settled on. We're now going to go into the roll call of attendance. When I call on your position, please state your name, your pronouns, and if you have any access needs that need to be met. And I will also be calling it in order as presented on the agenda. So first on the list would have been our VP Finance and Services, but he is not in here today. So I will go on to the next member on the list, which is myself. Hi, everyone. My name is Helen. My pronouns are she, her, and all my access needs are met. Let's now go over to our mathematics counselor.
Hi, everyone. My name's Ben. Pronouns he, him, his. My access needs are met, but I'm at home right now and I'm having some issues with my router at the moment, so my connection may be a bit shaky. Just let me know if I need to repeat myself because it cuts out. Okay,
noted. Thank you, Ben. Abby, you have just joined the room. Would you like to give yourself an introduction?
Hi, everyone. My name is Abby. He, him pronouns. All my access needs are met.
All right. Thank you for being here. Over to our communications counselor.
Hey, everyone. My name is Alan Ripke. Pronouns he, him, and all my access needs are met.
All right. Thank you. And to our RHA counselor.
Hey, everyone. My name is Emmanuel. EM is, and all my access needs are met.
Perfect. And our FCATSU counselor.
Hello, my name is Rasco, he, him, his pronouns, and all my access needs are met.
Great. And our physics counselor.
Hello, I'm Daniel, and any and all pronouns, all my access needs are met.
All right, welcome, Daniel. And not in the roll call of attendance, but I do see our world languages and literature counselor in the room today. So Raghava, if you'd like to give an introduction, please go right ahead.
Hi, Raghava, he, him, access needs are met.
Great. Thanks for being here. Awesome. So that's the end of the roll call of attendance. We're now going to go over to the consent agenda. There's nothing in there. And the motion reads, be it resolved to adopt the consent agenda by unanimous consent. So let's just go ahead and do that. Seeking unanimous consent, if you wish to dissent, please do so by using the raise hand function in Zoom. Seeing none, the consent agenda is carried. We're now going to go over to the adoption of the agenda, and the motion reads, be it resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. I'll move this motion. Would anyone wish to second?
FCAT.
FCAT seconds. I'm going to open the floor for discussion. Okay, seeing none, we'll take this to a vote. I'm going to seek unanimous consent here. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to dissent, please do so by using the raise hand function in Zoom. And the adoption of the agenda is carried. Okay, we're now going to go right over to new business. We have two items under new business, which is the appointment of a committee chair and a committee vice chair. This should go very quickly. So let's go ahead and do that. New business item 9.1 is appointment of committee chair. The motion reads, whereas the outreach committee does not have a designated chair, whereas the outreach committee has co-chair roles. Be it resolved to appoint Councillor X and Councillor Y as co-chairs for the outreach committee. Would anyone like to move this motion? Well, anyone like to move this motion?
Finance.
Okay, VP Finance moves. All right, I heard FCAT as well, so I'll give the second over to FCAT. I'm now going to open the floor for discussion and reminder councillors that we have 2 seats available to be co-chairs. So if you wish to nominate yourself, please list yourself in the chat and I'll call on you to speak. Okay, first on list is Roscoe.
I would like to nominate myself.
All right. Next is Alan.
I would like to nominate myself.
Okay. And next we have Abby.
I'd like to nominate myself.
Okay. So this is officially an uncontested, this is officially a contested election. I'd like to see if there's any other counselors that wish to put themselves forward as one of the co-chairs for the outreach committee. Okay. Abby, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I can just pull out, it's fine.
So you were wanting to retract or rescind your nomination, correct?
Yep.
Okay, never mind. Now this is officially a uncontested election. So I'm going to go ahead and move to amend this motion by striking Counselor X and replacing it with Roscoe Kaprivica and striking Counselor Y and replacing it with Alan.
Sorry, Helen,
Oh,
point of
my
order.
apologies. I'm just seeing the chat right now, Abby. Ben, you have a list?
Can anyone hear me?
Now I can hear you, yes, but kind of faint.
Okay, I was gonna nominate myself as well, but my connection's just not great.
That's okay. You know what? We can go right ahead and do that. I'm perfectly fine with doing that, and my apologies. So we are now again, okay, Abby, you have your hand raised.
All right, I only pulled myself out, so it wouldn't be a contested election, but if it's going to be contested anyways, then I'd like to run.
Okay, right. My suggestion to everyone in this room, if you want to do it, you go right ahead and go for it and leave it up to the will of the committee to see what, who will be in what position. So no backing out, just go for it. And yeah, be confident in your choices. Okay, so we have Roscoe, Alan, Ben, and Abby. Okay, this is now officially a contested election. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to let every single nominee give themselves 1 minute to pitch to the committee as to why they are the best fit for the role of co-chair within the outreach committee. I'm going to go in order. And just so everyone knows, the order will be Roscoe, Alan, Ben, and then Abby. Let me just set my timer up. 1 moment, folks. Okay. Roscoe, you have 1 minute to pitch yourself and as to why you feel would be the best fit as a co-chair for the outreach committee, and you have 1 minute starting now.
Hi, everyone. So I believe as the FCAT Student Union Counselor that I have a valuable perspective to bring to the committee because they do a lot of engagement with students and my faculty. I'm also looking to broaden my skills in chairing committees. And yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Roscoe. Okay, next up we have Alan. Alan, you have 1 minute to pitch yourself, starting now.
Hey everyone, I'm Alan. I'm the communication counselor and hence the major. Outreach, engagement, and using media is pretty much my forte. It's probably the committee I'm most suited for, especially for co-chairing. I believe I can bring an insight for that. I also am involved with using the CMSU Instagram and reaching out to students, and also past experiences with SFU esports. So yeah, I feel I bring a few qualities for this role. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Okay, next up we have Ben. Ben, you have 1 minute to pitch yourself, starting now.
Can anyone? Okay, yeah. So, hi everyone, I'm Ben. I'm the math counselor. I was one of the original members of the outreach working group before this became a committee. I am really excited that this has now become a committee. I'm hopeful we can work on some of the projects that I was originally interested in doing, better outreach on council agendas, stuff like that. And also, as co-chair of this committee, really help assist the other co-chair with Robert's rules and chairing, as I know a lot about that. I hope if you vote for me, you will vote for Alan as the other co-chair. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Ben. And last but certainly not least, we have Abby. Abby, you have 1 minute to pitch yourself, starting now.
Thanks, Helen. I was also part of the outreach working group last year, which kind of spotted my interest in this. I also saw this as a high value committee, which is why I gave it a $5,000 budget when I didn't have a budget originally, because I think we can do a lot of good work with this committee. And I think there's a lot of great initiatives with a lot of great council members on here that we can start and really do our outreach to the student body that doesn't know enough about the SFSS and get them more involved.
All right, thank you, Abby. Great. So all the nominees have pitched themselves. What I'd like to do now is take it straight to a vote. And for the sake of my organization and tallying votes, I'm going to call on your position, and I'm going to ask which counselors you would like to have as the co-chairs of the outreach committee. And you can vote up to 2 people because there are 2 seats. There's 2 co-chairs. So when I call on your position, please say which people you would like to see as co-chairs for the outreach committee. So let's start off with our VP Finance and Services. Abby, how do you vote?
I'm going to vote for myself and for Alan, please.
Okay. Next up, we're going to go over to myself here, and I am going to vote for Ben and Alan. Next up, we have our mathematics counselor. Ben, how do you vote?
I will also vote for myself and Alan.
Okay. Next up, we're going to go over to our communications counselor. Alan, how do you vote?
I'll vote for myself and Ben.
Okay. Next up, we're going to go over to our RHA counselor. Emmanuel, how do you vote?
I'll vote Alan and Abby.
Okay. Next up, we have our FCATSU counselor. Roscoe, how do you vote?
Alan and myself.
All right. And last on the roll call of attendance, we have our physics counselor. Daniel, how do you vote?
I will vote for Ben and for Alan.
All right. Thank you. And that is the entire composition of our outreach committee. I'm just going to tally the votes here. Okay. So based on the tallies, we have 1 vote for Roscoe, 7 votes for Alan, 4 votes for Ben, and 2 votes for Abby. So with that being said, Alan and Ben have been appointed as co-chairs for the outreach committee. Congratulations to you both. We're now going to go ahead and amend this motion. So I am going to move to amend the motion by striking Counselor X and replacing it with Alan Ropka, and striking Counselor Y and replacing it with Ben Tischler. And then the new motion would then read, or the amended motion would read, whereas the outreach committee does not have a designated chair, whereas the outreach committee has co-chairs, be it resolved to appoint Alan Ropka and Ben Tischler as co-chairs for the outreach committee. So I have moved to amend this motion by doing that. Does anyone wish to second?
Ben, Matt.
Okay, mathematics seconds. I'm going to open the floor for discussion on the amendment. Seeing none, we'll take the amendment to a vote. I'm going to seek unanimous consent here. Seeking unanimous consent, if you wish to dissent, please do so by using the raise hand function in Zoom. Seeing none, the amendment is carried, and we're now going to go over to the motion. We've exhausted discussion on it, so let's go ahead and take it to a vote. Seeking unanimous consent, if you wish to dissent, please do so by using the raise hand function in Zoom. Seeing none, this motion is carried as amended. Ben and Alan, congratulations. You're going to do very well in this committee. Thank you for putting yourselves forward. All right, let's now go over to our final item under new business, which is appointment of committee chair, which is going to be the vice chair committee elections or vice chair elections. The motion reads, be it resolved to appoint Councillor Zed as vice chair of outreach committee. May I have a mover for this motion?
VP Finance.
VP Finance moves, and someone to second?
Math.
Okay, math seconds. We're going to open the floor for discussion here. 1 seat available, councillors. So if you wish to go for it, please list yourself and I'll call on you to speak. Okay, Ben, you have the floor.
I'm going to nominate Raghava.
All right. Raghava, do you accept this nomination?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Roscoe, you have the floor.
I will be retracting my list.
Okay. Any other lists? Okay, seeing none, it looks like that this is going to be an uncontested election. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to move to amend this motion by striking Councillor Zed and replacing it with Raghava payment. So then the new motion will read, or the amended motion will read, be it resolved to appoint Raghava payment as vice chair of the outreach committee. So may I have someone second this?
Matt,
Okay, Math seconds. I'm going to open the floor for discussion on the amendment. Seeing none, we'll take the amendment to a vote. I'm going to seek unanimous consent here. Seeking unanimous consent, if you wish to dissent, please do so by using the raise hand function in Zoom. Seeing none, the amendment is carried, and we're now going to go back to the motion itself. I'm sure we're going to have no discussion on it, so I'm going to seek unanimous consent. If you wish to dissent, please do so by using the raise hand function in Zoom. All right, seeing none, this motion is carried as amended. Raghava, congratulations. You're going to be a great vice chair. All right, folks, that is it for new business, and we can go right ahead and straight over to adjournment. So the motion reads, be it resolved to adjourn the meeting at 7:17 p.m. May I have a mover for the motion?
Matt,
Math moves, and I'll give FCAT the second. I'm going to open the floor for discussion. Seeing none, we'll take this to a vote. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to dissent, please do so by using the raise hand function in Zoom. None, the motion to adjourn is carried. Everyone have a great night. Ben, Alan, Raghava, congratulations and good work to everyone. Have a good restful weekend. Take care.